you forget how fast time has passed, how much time has passed since the Dallas Cowboys really were in that
Long time.
conversation. And so you feel like, oh, this is recent, right? And like, no, the kids the kids being drafted in April don't remember Dallas being a serious Super Bowl contender. Because the
Right.
last time they were,
Right.
those kids were babies. It was like 2007,
Or they
2008.
weren't even born. You know.
And
No, but they
um,
but they had some very good. They've had some very good teams, like where people, if not predicted them to win the Super Bowl, predicted them to be in like the NFC Championship, or with Dak and Ezekiel Elliott, and so I mean they won. I think they had a couple 12-win seasons. So I don't. Here's what I think it is, real quick. And Wilbon is a great place to start because Wilbon, God bless him, my friend, my colleague, even if he does look like a little turtle head coming out of his suit now on ESPN some days, I think that Wilbon had a great point about the Cowboys back in the day, which was, look, the reason why there are so many Cowboy fans in DC, because they didn't because they learned from their fathers and their grandfathers that the Cowboys had black players on their teams when the Washington Native Americans didn't, and the Washington was the last team to integrate in the NFL, and black people in Washington remember that, and so and not only that, they had a huge following
Come
over the years.
on.
And then the second part of that is, Ed, it's like maybe you telling a relative, like, oh, you don't know what the Kennedys were like, or Martin Luther King were there's things that sort of are passed down in your family.
Mike, you're
If your
reaching.
grandfather was the last person to see the Cowboys win a Super Bowl, or your father was the last person to win a Super Bowl, that's already in you, and you know that, and you're sort of waiting for it to happen again, irrespective
You're
of if it's
reaching.
not going to happen
Come
again.
on. You can't make
I
this a
am
Rachel
reaching.
Atlas kind of
I
thing.
am
I,
reaching. You told me the only way this show was going to work is if we were provocative and made up shit. Come on.
Well, there it is.
I
Making up shit. It's this whole
I
thing
think
about
both.
what.
I think
Go
both.
ahead. Go ahead, Dave.
No, both mics needed to have their deltoids massaged before they made that reach because they will pull them. Making that reach about why there's so many Dallas fans in Washington.